James Fox's The Program premieres in just 5 days. It will be an extremely important film on the UFO subject. While it may be geared toward people who are new to the topic, isn't that how you move the needle forward? Most people are new to the topic. Here's what journalist Michael Schellenberger said about it. People say UAPs, UFOs are just balloons, birds, or secret weapons programs. Whatever they are, it's illegal for the Pentagon to hide what it knows from Congress. And this new @James Fox documentary will erase any doubt that the government has been hiding a lot for decades. And here's what journalist Jeremy Corbell had to say about the upcoming documentary. Proud of my pal James Fox for making another sure-to-be epic UFO documentary called The Program. Like y'all, I can't wait to watch it on Apple TV this coming December 16th. Eager to see what we might learn. I remember hugging James at the congressional UFO hearing after he said to me, "I've waited 30 years for this hearing." I remember telling James that his films helped make it so by the merit of exploring the topic with cinema, igniting the fuse for people to be curious and inquisitive, for getting folks to spill when others couldn't, for helping the stories to be heard when others wanted them silenced. We must celebrate and support when doors are open, like help kick them down and jam your food in the opening, especially when we intend to walk through them. Looking forward to watching your film, my friend. I think Michael Gold, a former NASA official who was also a member of the NASA UAP independent study team, nailed the importance of Fox's upcoming documentary in the following clip from the November 13th UFO hearing.
But every hearing like this, every news report, every video, documentaries. I was privileged to be a part of something Dan Fair is putting together. I think many of us have interviewed for it, documentary over 30 different government officials. Every brick in the wall will help get us closer to getting to the truth.
Let's get another assessment of the film by a big name for good measure. This time, we're going to get Dr. Eric Davis's quote. Joe Murgia shared it on Twitter. "The program is spectacular. Dr. Eric W. Davis." I received that quote from Eric Davis today after he watched the program last night at the Seoul conference. I'm looking forward to seeing it. James Fox's film, The Program, is going to clearly reveal the new trajectory that the U.S. government is on, whether they want to be on it or not, regarding the UFO issue. And in that light, journalist Merrick von Rennenkamp wrote a very good article on December 6th, 2024, in The Hill, titled, "After Decades of Denial, the Pentagon Finally Admits It's Baffled by UFOs." And Chris Mellon commented on that article the same day it was published and wrote, and I quote, "The fact that the U.S. government is finally acknowledging the existence of anomalous objects that appear to be intelligently controlled craft is a historic development. Like a drunk who must first admit they have a drinking problem, acknowledging the issue is a critical first step. No one should any longer doubt the validity of the UAP issue or the importance of getting to the bottom of it. Since the marginal cost of using existing DoD and IC assets to investigate this great mystery is minimal, there is all the more reason for Congress to support AARO by pressing NORAD, the Air Force, CIA, and others to be more forthcoming in terms of sharing their UAP data. More on that topic soon." And I want to share two quotes from Merrick's article. And I quote, "After nearly 8 decades of official denial and obfuscation of the UFO phenomenon, the new head of the Pentagon's UFO Analysis Office made a remarkable admission last month. During a briefing with reporters, John Kozlowski, director of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, admitted that the U.S. government is stumped by several true anomalies. According to Kozlowski, there are interesting UFO cases that I, with my physics and engineering background and time in the intelligence community, I do not understand, and I don't know anybody else who understands them either," end quote. Here's another quote from the same article, and I quote, Asked about UFOs a few days after Kozlowski's comments, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin stated, "There are things that happen that have happened and probably will continue to happen that are difficult to explain." So this is the new trajectory that the U.S. government is on, whether they want to be on it or not. And that fits in very well with what Chris Mellon said when he said, like a drunk who must first admit they have a drinking problem, acknowledging the issue is a critical first step. So the program is going to catalog a lot of what's gone on over the past couple years with the hearings and the new developments. And we are going to see so many more documentaries coming out because there's going to be endless material, because it seems to me that we are on a trajectory where the inevitability is UFO transparency. I think it's highly likely that the U.S. government has covered up UFOs for decades. And no, I don't agree. And I can just hear this. I can hear the rebuttal in my head. Oh, UFOs are just technologies that are hard to account for. As technology gets better, the Air Force has a harder time of keeping track of all of it. Space clutter, air trash. It's not really anomalous. It's just that they don't have a good accounting of it. Nope. I would bet heavily against that. There is air trash. There is space trash. There are more balloons and more all kinds of stuff in the skies and space. But going back 70 plus years, some of this is actually non-human intelligence craft. I'm very confident that will come out, and that will be the conversation. And of course, the big question when this comes out will be, well, why didn't commercial satellites pick up these UAP? Why wasn't there any smoking gun evidence of UAP from all the cell phones and security cameras? And that will be part of the conversation, because I think that it's very clear to me, if you look at the 70 plus year history and you look at all of the harassment and threats that witnesses have had, and all of the funny business by the U.S. government and other governments, that it's clear to me, and all of the patterns that have emerged from witnesses from disparate places and times, it's clear to me that there is a non-human presence. And of course, because it's not happening in a way you would expect, it might be counterintuitive that there's a non-human presence here, but somehow the U.S. government and other governments were able to get smoking gun evidence of that, but the rest of the world wasn't, right? It's bizarre, but that will be part of the conversation. We'll figure out the nuances of that when it happens. But I think the 70 plus year history makes a very compelling case that will be the way things turn out. And it's not a mind virus, and it's not a bunch of conflations. Doesn't mean that doesn't mean that there aren't conflations. Doesn't mean that there aren't misidentifications. You can have, a vast majority, 95% plus misidentifications, but that would not take away from the reality that some of them are real, like with the Nimitz incident, just as an example, with David Fravor and the four other aviators who all say saw the same thing, et cetera, et cetera. I will have you know that I will be interviewing James Fox on the 12th, and maybe I'll upload it and publish it on the 13th. We'll see how that goes. But that'll be fun. I haven't conducted an interview in a long time, and I feel very fortunate to have him on my channel, and I look forward to watching the program when it publicly comes out, along with everybody else. And I anticipate that it's going to put a spotlight on the topic and demonstrate that the government is obviously not telling us the truth. We can argue about what that truth is. If I, God forbid, if I had to bet my life on it, I would bet that they're covering up non-human intelligence. Maybe they're covering up other stuff too, but I would bet that that's part of the equation. Even if my life was on the line, I believe that's the decision I would make. And I think I'd come out better for it in such a unfortunate situation. We'll leave it at that. And thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you can check out my merch shop where I sell t-shirts. You can become a patron. You can become a YouTube member. You can give me a one-time donation. All those potentialities can be accessed in the description box below, or you can just slap a like on this bad boy, and I'll appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Special thanks to all YouTube members, patrons, those that have bought merch, those that have given me a one-time donation. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode.